Hello to my Cappies. Hello to my Capricorns. This is Queen Moon Ra coming to you with your general reading. All right, Capricorns, we are moving closer and closer towards this full moon in Pisces, full blood moon in Pisces on the same day as a total lunar eclipse. So lunar eclipses all are about letting go, and we are in eclipse season, right? And so eclipse season can be really emotional, but specifically for you all, Capricorn, a full blood moon in Pisces is emotional, intuitive, and spiritually charged, and it highlights your mind, your communication, and the way that you share your voice. And so because this is a blood moon in a total lunar eclipse, the energy is more intense, often bringing endings, revelations, and breakthroughs. So in the area of communication and expression, how it affects you all is compassionate, fluid and boundary dissolving. So for Capricorns, this eclipse activates your communication zone. So you may feel a strong need to speak your truth, or conversely to release old ways of thinking that limit your self-expression. So conversation around this time could be revealing and even life-changing. Second, area is sibling, neighbors, and community. So this lunation also, whether you're single, you could be a single child, and people that's like your brothers, like your sister, like siblings, right? This lunation also touches your immediate environment. So issues with siblings, neighbors, or local community ties could surface. And so an eclipse here may either clear misunderstandings or bring closure to strained dynamics. Also shifts in a mindset and perception or perspective, And so Capricorns are usually practical and structured, but a Pisces moon actually invites you to soften, dream, and trust your intuition. This moon can actually dissolve rigid thought patterns. Remember, you all are ruled by Saturn, right? And Saturn is a pretty serious planet because it's a planet about boundaries, tradition, rules, structure, all those traditional things that's needed. And it's a generational planet, right? It's an outer planet, so it's a generational planet. So those things that you need to say, okay, I'm a leader, you're a cardinal sign, I want to set some traditions for future generations to come. And so you're kind of sort of learning how to not be so rigid. So it's also letting you know, as a leader, even if you have like very rigid family members, you at some point striking out on your own and setting your own traditions, right? So you don't have to be as rigid as a leader yourself. You all are a very wise zodiac sign, ruling the 10th house of career and vocation, right? And so it's also about releasing mental clutter and opening to spiritual insight. And then last but not least, it's also going to affect relationships through words. And so since communication is key here, your relationships may be impacted by what you said or unsaid. So honest, heartfelt conversations could bring healing or highlight where truths could no longer be avoided. All right, so those are some areas. I'll round out the reading with some tips during Capricorn, for you all during this moon phase. And I'm going to kind of, in the middle of this reading, give you all some questions for Capricorn moon, even though the moon has already moved into Aquarius. So everybody's reading did not go up on Wednesday. So this reading is for Wednesday, September 3rd through the 10th of September. All right, let's get it. So every decision I make, I consider my inner child. Everybody has an inner child. So that's right. I assume if you're watching this video, you are over 18. Give me some information for my Cappies, for my Capricorn. So everybody has an inner child, whether they're older than you are or younger than you are. Everybody has an inner child. So you considering your inner child. So if a person is not, considering your inner child, that's what you're speaking up. Like, consider me. I would consider your inner child, consider my inner child, and then vice versa. But if you're around people that's like, people are kind of looking for, Capricorns to kind of sort of speak up Like your sign, Cancer, Libra, and Aries are all cardinal signs. Cardinal signs initiate the change of seasons, right? So your card is the World card. Your card in Aquarius's card is the World card, and then they also have an extra card that's the Fool card, right? And so you guys are. We're in Capricorn season at the beginning of the calendar year and also at the end of the calendar year. So people are really looking to Capricorns for closure, you know, like open and closure, like initiating change. And so, in other words, speaking up, you know, relationships through words. So let's get it. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, so somebody is creating something new. You have a new situation happening here. This is Ace of Cups here. Ace of Cups is something new that you can protect. Something new that you can protect. Because something was created for you that was protected, that was supposed to be protected, right? By a very empathetic and sympathetic parent. It could be a man or a woman. Something was protected for you. Something was created for you to protect, for you to speak up and for you to protect. Yeah, and it cost money. Something cost somebody some money to protect. Something was created for you. Could have been a business that was protected for you, or could have been something that was created for you, specifically for you. It would be like what's the artist? There's an artist that wrote a song in the lyrics, and he was saying that, you know, his mom didn't have a whole lot of money, but she bought them bonds or something like that when they were little, and they were able to cash them out later on when they got older. You know, people don't have a whole lot of money, but they may say, okay, this is what I have. I'm investing in something that's going to, you know, appreciate, you know, for your kids later on. Like you're considering your inner child, because when you're thinking about tradition, you're like, okay, you want your child to do better than you did. So you're like, okay, well, you may not have much, but okay, you're considering your inner child. So, so somebody created something possibly for you, you know, and it costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money. And so I don't know if you all are aware of that, or you're not aware of it, or what's going on, but that's what is coming out in the cards. Yeah. So somebody is now going back through their memory bank and starting to remember, you know, how much money something cost. This is the Ace of Swords here, and why now something is just cut. Because somebody may be asking motive, why am I cut off, or why is the money cut off, or why is something, you know, why is something cut? Because, you know, money, I mean, we've all heard it, money doesn't grow on trees. Yeah, so something was cut. Yeah, so something was, somebody's having a breakthrough of a wish fulfillment here. So something new is now being created by someone who is quite empathetic, you know, for you. So, but now somebody has this whole new sense of their own worth and their own value. And now you're going to feel like you hit the jackpot, because now something is going to make, I mean, it's going to be crystal clear to you that money does not grow on trees. It doesn't matter who it's coming from, man, woman, whomever. But now somebody's going to be going back through their mind, you know, like, okay, when people are talking about money, it doesn't grow on trees, you know. And so now somebody's going to feel like, oh my God, I hit the jackpot. Like all I had to do was cut off master manipulators, energies who was just, you know, hanging on to me for money, the friends that were hanging on to me and hanging on to me for money. You know, like you hear people who, you know, who are like brothers and sisters, you know, who are just like, they just hanging on for money. Who was you hear a lot of like these, what is the stories, like artists and stuff, like, what are the stories, they would have like the documentaries and stuff, but people would be spending like $30,000 for somebody to hold their gym bags, you know, just to hang out with the entourage. Everybody's on payroll and this, that, and the other, until if somebody goes completely broke And then everybody's sitting there, oh, we'll move on to the next person. But somebody's really learning how to, in their mind, go back through their mind, the value of money and how you could easily go broke because everybody want a piece of something, right? Everybody just there hanging on for something, for what they can get, you know. And so, but not really considering how hard. So somebody's working on themselves as far as that's concerned. Somebody's really, really working on themselves and really thinking like, God, you know, almost like, okay, I'm getting another chance at something. Like I need to snap out of something. The energy of money is very attracted to you, but a lot of it has to do with you also got good and bad attracted to you. So somebody is now learning that I got to be able to discern. You know, I got to be able to discern, okay, what the devil card. Okay, I got to be able to discern first what my demons are. And I also got to be able to see that mirror pointing back at other people, what other people's demons are. And that's what water is. That's the reflection. I got to look at myself in the mirror. That's the reflection. And I got to see, okay, am I being manipulated? Am I emotionally intelligent enough to see that I'm being manipulated for money? You know, behind someone's back. Am I just being used for money? Am I being used, because I'm seeing here in the car, somebody could have been used for a raise or some kind of increase, you know, behind someone's back. Like somebody just didn't have somebody who would speak up for you there, right? Yeah, legally. So somebody says, oh, hold on, what is this? Asking questions. Somebody just, yes, head bobbing up and down. Just, okay, I just receive, and just being manipulated. Jumping on the bandwagon, right? And you all are an incredibly smart zodiac sign, but somebody was being manipulated and couldn't see that they were being manipulated. So now somebody has some idea, you know, of what somebody was talking about, right? So here we have the Ace of Wands here, you know, and just like, you know, now somebody knows when people are like, you know, the fire, like in somebody, like the when we talk about Ace of Wands, the beginning of like, you know, Ace of Wands and Ace of Cups, something could be smoke and mirrors. Something could be smoke and mirrors. It's like, okay, something could seem like, you know, it's something that's good, but okay, why is something so fast? You didn't get a chance to even process your thoughts. You didn't get a chance to talk to certain people. You didn't get a chance to even, y'all see what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just showing you the cards here. Somebody didn't get a chance to, you know, process their thoughts. Why is something moving so fast? So somebody is now realizing, you know, you're learning how to get in your divine masculine energy. So instead of doing something behind, like working behind someone's back, somebody's like, no, let me get in front of something. Let me be inspired to talk. Like, let me be inspired to have a conversation. Enlighten, fire. Let me enlighten some people as to what's going on, especially people that I love. I love people that I love. I'm enlightening them as to what's going on. Yeah, especially when people are in hermit mode. So a light came on for somebody while they were in hermit mode, right? About something. A light came on about something for someone in hermit mode. Something having to do with your 6th house. So you are ruled 10th house, right? 10th house is about career and vocation, but something about your 6th house. Someone was enlightened about your 6th and your 2nd house. 6th house is about your health and your well-being, daily work, your routines and rituals, service, and also your health, mental and physical health, right? That there was some level of anxiety going on, right? And so somebody had an idea that something was going on behind their back. This could have been a spouse. This could have been a parent. This could have been somebody had some idea that something was going on behind their back. And yeah, somebody was looking for you to initiate some kind of conversation. Somebody was just looking, okay, you gonna speak up? Like somebody gonna put the fire up under somebody? You know, like, I feel like somebody was asking you like on their journey. Like somebody could have been like, you know, driving through, or somebody could have been like, this person is on a boat, right? Like on like, looks like going through a storm. So it's almost like somebody coming, going through their own storm of life, like trying to just navigate their own journey through life. And I'm channeling energy, by the way. It's like a person is navigating their own journey through life, maybe working, navigating their own lives, and just, you know, maybe stopping through maybe a call or something like that. Hey, I was thinking about you. Y'all know how people have telepathic conversations like, hey, I was thinking about you. You need anything? Is everything all right? Everything all right? It's like, yeah, people are drawn to your energy. So somebody may call you first, or stop by your house first, or stop by your cubicle first, or, you know, come to your, you know, where you know, come to where you are first. But if they are lied to, it sends them some kind of anxiety too. Like, okay, something doesn't, it sends them a message too, right? That there's two other energies involved in some, that you're linking up. This 8 looks like a link, right? That you're hooking up or linking up with some other energies, right? Because something does not sound like, if you go back in my previous video, so if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. I'm sending everybody lots of love and light. You'd be surprised at how people can tell with Capricorns, like who you all are linking up with, because you all are ruled by, your planet is a very serious planet, right? And it's a very structured planet. Saturn is. It's a karmic planet, right? And so people can tell when Capricorns are linking up with them, because it's almost like people give Capricorns to do their dirty work. It's almost like people that want to get some dirt on a Capricorn. I don't know, if I feel like people almost feel like, okay, Capricorns are Mr. and Miss Goody Two Shoe, so let's get some dirt on them, right? Those are the people, as somebody gets older, is going to start realizing, no, okay, you're learning how to just move through storms of life. Like, you're a hardworking person. Somebody is really learning how to, no, you're moving on from something. Yeah. Yeah, so here we have the 7 of Cups here. So somebody could have been in a, the scales from your eyes are now being removed because something is closed. The 7 of Cups is like the devil is in details. And because you kept your vibrations high, or well, time is relative, so hopefully you're keeping your vibrations high, or because you kept, it just depends on the tense, whether it's past or current or future. But something is still kind of sort of lingering, kind of in a sense, where people didn't get away with what they thought they got away with, whatever that means. Sources saying, but because snakes have a spine, right? And so people are either going to consider you as a snake in a negative sense, or they're going to say, oh, this person didn't feel nurtured in this environment. Either or. It's the intention behind it. Because the light side of snake energy, I mean, most people just remember, okay, the snake is being, you know, like in the Garden of Eden, right? That's a spirit, right, within a physical body. That was a spirit within a, that the source used as a vessel to get a message across to Eve. But also, that spirit can be a spirit of gluttony. It can be a spirit of jealousy. It can be a spirit of hate. It can be a spirit of love. It can be whatever spirit, right? It's whatever spirit, right? It can be a spirit of realizing, okay, it's time to close out a cycle. So, hey, I'm moving on because, hey, this is not the environment for me anymore. So somebody could have moved on from an environment because they just felt like it's just nothing else here for me. The job, you know, I've climbed the ladder, the job, you know, somebody could have realized in love, hey, look around, there's no candidates, really. Try this one, this ain't work, this didn't work, this didn't work, okay, maybe move on. But somebody is now starting to go in their mind, through their memory, and start to remember stuff. Like really just starting to say, Now you're getting real clear-headed about something. You're starting to get real clear about, just in your memory, almost like somebody is starting to remember that someone, that you and someone have something in common, like being hermits, like you really like being in the house, like you really like creating being in the house, that you have a level of emotional intelligence in the house. You don't like being outside, a bunch of drama. You're just a hardworking person, that, you know, people don't get away with stuff. It's just like, it's, you know, their karma comes back to bite them, you know, like somebody is starting to realize, like, okay, you don't have to do all of that. You just don't have to. So that's what somebody is realizing now, and it comes back in different ways. So you don't have to sit around and wait. I gotta sit here and wait at the window, you know, like a house plant. I gotta wait for their karma to come bite them. For what? You don't need to. Yeah, this right here is karmic planet. People will tell you, 2 and 1. People will tell you. You're just hearing the message. Nobody gets away with anything. When you think about yourself, have you ever gotten away with things that you feel like, even if you never said, you know, whatever, you never got away with anything that people thought you may have gotten away with? Even if you cried silently, sad, whatever. It's like, hey, you know, nobody ever gets away with anything. So, something came full circle. Something came full circle. So when people think they gotten away with stuff, people, yeah, like I said, something comes full circle. So something, somebody is now realizing, whether you outside or inside, you on the moon, whatever planet you're on, nobody escapes karma. Nobody. Yeah, so you don't know whether, and the thing about karma is that you don't know if it's generational karma, like if somebody is paying for the sins of, y'all know the song Sins of the Father. I think it's Usher's song, Sins of the Father. You don't know if it's sins of the father, sins of the mother, sins of the grandfather, great-grandfather, great-grandmother. You don't know generationally who is paying for what. Right? Because a person would assume that, okay, that person must have done something bad for being in a situation that they're in. But really, it's karmic. It could be a karmic cycle. That's why you can have, in some families, I'm telling y'all, watch some of these documentaries. If you really sit down and watch some of these documentaries, you'll start to see, gosh, that family got some bad luck. Like, what is going on in the family? Until somebody comes through and breaks a cycle, it's going to keep going on and on and on and on and on. And so somebody is realizing, hey, some people have to wake up. Some people have to wake up and say, okay, no. In order to break a cycle, whether they even realize they're breaking a cycle or not, they have to physically move away from something. They have to physically move away. They have to, like, completely start all over, hit a reset button. Yeah. Some of y'all are realizing that in the workplace too. Like, one of the things that I'm picking up too for somebody in the workplace is, like, no matter what department you go into, it's almost like somebody had a manager that no matter what department you went to, a manager was constantly, like, spreading rumors about somebody. I don't know who I'm talking to with this. It was like, no matter how hard of a worker or, you know, employee you were, somebody's manager was just, like, determined that rumor was going to follow you around the world, like in the office. It was like, no matter what you did, no matter how positive you were, it was just going to follow you, right? Except when you're in your North Node, it makes it a little easier when you're in your North Node, because you're so passionate about working directly for Source. And I'm not making something religious. It's an inner calling that you have. It's the inner calling, and you already rule North Node, right? So here we had 2 of Wands here. So the world is wide open for somebody. Like, somebody has a whole opportunity. It's like you're kind of sort of waiting for some results right now, but somebody is about to, you got a lot of opportunities coming your way. So 4 of Pentacles here. So you're now learning how to be more conservative with your time. Yep. So 5 of Swords here. Yeah. So whoever this energy is, it's an Aquarius who is a bully towards you, who is very violent and abusive towards you in a sense, who is willing to win at all costs towards you. I don't know if this is a man or a woman. You're being conservative with your time, but whoever this energy is, like I said, you never know whether somebody is in, if they are like sins of their father, their mother, or whatever cycle. That's why waiting around for somebody's karma. Yeah, you need to make a decision because you're making a decision to move on from something. You're not staying stuck. You're not staying stuck. Like, okay, somebody's playing mind games and you're not staying for what? You can move on for 6 of Swords. You're not going to keep looking back. Keep looking back, looking back, looking back. You know, you're here. This is the Lover's card. You've made a decision because partnership in business and or in love is coming across